my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It all depends on what time and where you're watching me from. This is your neighbor, your family friend, and a Yoruba woman. So if you're a Yoruba watching me, I have the same DNA, blood-wise. The same blood runs in our veins. Good morning. My name is Dr. Omomilawal. I am here again as a clarion call, a clarion voice, to let every one of us know, especially if you're a Nigerian listening to me, that the time is far spent for sitting on the mulch, on a horse dung, on a dilapidated, decadent country called Nigeria. It's a contraption. You and I know from the onset that as far back as 1914, there was nothing called Nigeria. We have different extractions in Nigeria, and the extractions include the Yoruba, the Igbos, the Hausas. We do not even know at that time there was a tribe called, or an extraction called the Fulanis. It's later in the day that we found out that the first amalgamation of 1914, in which the greedy, self-serving, neo-colonialists or colonialists known as Britain forcefully, connivingly, wickedly, and greedily amalgamated the southern part of Nigeria now, that comprised of more than 6 different nations. The Igbo, the Yoruba, the Edos. You all know what I'm talking about. In the south, we have more than 6 nations embedded and called the Southern Protectorate. And there in the north, all we know about was the Hausas. But now we know that there are Fulanis, the Kanuris, the Galas, the Nupe, and all the rest of that. And they are people because they have their languages. So, my friends, my neighbors, my co-laborers in the vanguard of self-determination, independence, and liberty, I call on you. And I call on you because I want to sensitize your cerebrum, your thinking capability, your sixth sense, your common sense, which is not very common with a lot of people, to sit back, stand up, and let's get ourselves out of the contraption called Nigeria. Today marks the 2nd anniversary of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu reign in Nigeria. I will not call it lead. It's reigning. It's like a colossus bestriding the world of Nigerians. It is supposed to be 2 years, but my fellow Nigerians, let me tell you, it is not 2 years. We are celebrating 10 years of calamity, of failure, abysmal failure, of hunger, of poverty, of lack, insecurity, intimidation, oppression. We have Despo with President Buhari 10 years ago. You all said he could do it, he would do it. He's an army man, he's an upright man. But his administration began the Boko Haram saga. His administration brought in genocide in Nigerian space. Buhari's administration brought in untold hardship. In 8 years, we couldn't touch or see anything significant that this imbecile, this moronic, snail-moving president did for the totality of Nigerians. And now his brother, Mr. Emilokon, the Nigeria is now witnessing another contraption, another failure, another poverty, even higher than the one that we had with Mr. Buhari. Mr. T-Pain, the whole Nigeria knows that birds are not singing harmoniously anymore. Human beings are not voicing out their desires anymore. They are begging to live. They are begging to eat. They are begging to survive. They are not thriving. They are not flourishing. On your watch, Mr. T-Pain, Tinubu. Mr. T terrible. That is why the youth are coming out in droves to let you know that Nigeria is no longer what it's supposed to be, what a sensible, normal country is supposed to be. The same period we came in, Burkina Faso president or coalition or transition president, Ibrahim Traore, a man as young as probably your youngest daughter or son. Yes, he came into power through military coup. But look at what he's been doing in the last 30 months. Mr. T-Pain, Tinubu. Traore has been able to build electric car for his people, while we Nigerians are still struggling to get dilapidated used car from all over the world, and with probably 100% tariff on top of it. Mr. T-Pain, Mr. T failure. Whether you believe it or not, your scorecard will score you less than 40%. All the elephant projects that you are establishing, we all know, is to curry money out of the country. Scoring money in the graveyard, in your coffin, and give some to Ronald and Gilbert Shaguris. The Shaguris are laundering money for you, allegedly. The Shaguris did the same for ex-president Abacha. Nothing came out of it. Abacha lost everything. Mr. T-Pain, by the grace of God, by the power in the authority of God's name, you will lose the same way Abacha lost. Do not think anybody is afraid of you to tell the truth. Yes, they are afraid of their lives. But what is life if it's only endured? I'm going to live life to the fullest. And I'm going to speak my truth to power. You can damn well please do anything you want to do. It's in your power to maul down people, to plume people, to charge them of treason. And your son is doing the same thing in that space called Nigeria. Intimidating, oppressing fellow young men like him, torturing them, kidnapping them allegedly. Mr. T-Pain, is that the legacy you want to leave for your children? The wicked ways, the oppression, the intimidation. That is the heritage. That is the legacy. Not only as a president, but as a father. That is what you want to leave for your children and unborn generations. You are a waste, Mr. T-Pain. You are a disgrace. Not only to Nigeria, but to presidents all over the world. Nobody would want to emulate you or imbibe your narcissistic, your despot operations in Nigeria, and your dictatorship stand in that space. Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if you may know, your profile didn't even speak well. But because Nigerians, a lot of us are gullible. Those that do not know you, because you have operated for 8 years. 8 years in Nigeria and in Lagos State as a governor, as a senator. Some arrogated knowledge, wisdom to you. But it can be seen now that you don't have any. What you have is Bangladesh, braggadocio, intimidation, scaring tactics, and antics that make people afraid of you. Who are you? Are you not a human being like everybody else? What other things you have other than the weapons of oppression? What else do you have other than the stolen goods and money and assets and resources of a state and now of a country? Spending stupendously and stupidly like a prodigal father. Mr. T-Pain, there's a lot you can do in that space within the short time that you have. And the short time is only 8 years. Even if you're going to bring your son, allegedly, Seyi Odumegwu, to reign as the governor of Lagos, will you not take care of these two first term first, to ensure that there is water, to ensure that the foreign exchange, which was 450, 460, while your kin brother Buhari was there, will go back to 460 or even much better? Foreign exchange, $1 is now 1,600 naira. Thanks, but no thanks to you. Mr. Bola Ahmed, you have not done well, though. Nigerians are not proud of you. Yes, your lackeys, your sympathizers, your ass kissers, your cohorts, and your agents of intimidation, oppression, and looting. People like Satan Will Akpabio will always sing your praises. Crazy Were Wike will adulate you. All of these nuisances, they stand in awe of you, in awe of rubbish, in awe of nonsense, in awe of lack of integrity. They stand in awe of your indecency, and you are happy. I see you smiling when they are adulating you, but you know it's false. You know who you are. Even when people do not know you, you know who you are, and God knows who you are. You are a pain in the neck. You are an albatross around the neck of Nigerians. You are Mr. T Pain, Mr. T Terrible, Mr. T Depression, Mr. T Failure, and you are Mr. T Genocide. Because on your watch, Mr. Bola Tinubu Ahmed, people are dying in droves in Benue. People are dying in multiples in Ondo State. What have you done, Mr. T-Pain, Mr. T Terrible, Mr. T Tinubu? What have you done in Kwara, where women have been massacred like pieces of chicken? Mr. T-Pain, where are you when Boko Haram, the ISWAT, the Mayati Allah, the Mahmoud have taken over 22 communities in Borno State. Go and ask Zulum. Is Zulum not speaking out enough? Is he not crying out enough? Mr. T-Pain, where are your ears? Lend me your ears. Lend Nigeria your ears. What is wrong with your heart? Stone-hearted man. God did not create you as a wicked, soulless man. You got that out of your wickedness, greediness, disrespect for God and his ordinances and his principles. And you're doing it thinking that this is how life should be. It is not going to be like that. Sooner than you think, it is not going to be business as usual. And I tell you, in the dispensation that we are now, you are going to begin to feel the pinch, the pain that you have inflicted on over 200 million people in that space. And particularly over 60 million Yoruba people. You are going to begin to feel the pain too. We are not going to beat you. We are not going to fight you. But we will stand against you. And when we stand against you in unity, you will feel the pain that Nigerians are feeling. Because God is never in support of wickedness. And God is always on the side of the righteous. The humbled, the beleaguered, the poor, the widows in Nigeria are crying day and night for you to lift up your stinking, dirty hands around their necks, to remove the albatross that you have become from their necks. But you said no. You are smiling to France, going to Senegal, going wherever our money can take you in a 150 billion plane. And when you are down, your son takes the same plane and galvanize all over. Mr. Tinubu. Mr. T-Pain, you think that is how life is supposed to be spent? You want to prove to the world that you have the power to do whatever damn pleases you. And I tell you, it is the beginning of destruction. It is the beginning of the end of the beginning. If you think you're going to get away with it, think again. If you think there's not going to be repercussions, no consequences, if there's not going to be any implications, I said think again, Mr. T-Pain. You are going to experience the onslaught of the Almighty God. I don't care what faith you belong to. There's a supreme, a sovereign power called God. And he's still in the affairs of men. Mr. T-Pain, you will experience in triple, in quadruple proportions what you are dishing out to innocent, gullible, voiceless Yorubas and Nigeria at large. I'm not afraid to tell you that if you think you're going to last another 6-8 years, it may not be. And the reason is not far-fetched. The reason is because you are not God. You are not God, Mr. T-Pain. I repeat it. You are not God. The people may make you feel that you are, but you are not. You are not even a spirit. You are a man that has a spirit caged in a body, useless body. that refuses to move and do what is needful. Mr. T-Pain, you are not God. And because I know my God as a mighty warrior, as a conquering fireman, the man of war, Jehovah Sabaoth, you are not going to get away free. I can assure you. If Adolf Hitler did not get away free, he committed suicide. He ended his life in suicide. I don't know how you are going to go, but you will go someday. That is a certainty, and I'm sure of that. Because every man that is ever born will one day experience death. And after that is judgment. But no, Mr. T-Pain, your judgment will start here. And then you go and finish the rest in eternity of hell. You are not going to get away free, Mr. T-Pain. The Pharaoh of Egypt, after he arrogated power, authority, supremacy to himself, what happened to him? Did you read history? Your wife is a Christian, supposedly, allegedly. Let her tell you about the Exodus saga. Pharaoh, T-Pain, another calamity, ended with his horsemen and his chariots in the Red Sea. The Red Sea is still there in Egypt, in Israel today. That was where the Pharaoh of Egypt ended. After he disrespected the sovereignty of the Almighty God. Mr. T-Pain, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I don't know where God is going to end yours, but you're not going to go free. Let them celebrate you today. Heaven is sending you a warning. Let the whole Nigeria start dancing. They are dancing on your untimely grave. Let them start eulogizing, adulating you as the best man that can do it. Get all the governors and stupid senators canvassing for your 2027 re-election. The host of heaven is laughing at you and them in derision. You are not going to get away free. Because if I know my God, He will never support wickedness. You are a wicked man, Mr. T-Pain. You are an ungodly man, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You are a man without the fear of God, without the empathy or sympathy or compassion for the poor. And you kept saying, let the poor breathe. Your stinking, dirty, contaminated legs are already standing on the necks of innocent Yorubas and Nigeria at large. Mr. T, terrible. You are not going to get away with it. I read again in my Bible. I don't know what to read. Let them be telling you tales by the moonlight. You are the best. The Jagaban, the Jaga rubbish, Jaga bandit, Jaga nonsense, Jaga madness of Babylon. You are playing. You dey play, Baba Tinubu. When the onslaught of God will come, it will come like a rushing wind. Just like Holy Spirit comes sometimes. Like a rushing wind and descend on the righteous people of God. When your onslaught, your judgment, when the consequences of your behavior, your heinous behavior, your egregious activities will come, Akpabio will not be there. Crazy wicked will not be there. Stupid, moron, imbecile, Femi Gbajabiamila will not be there. Ichi Finger Cardoso, Yemi Cardoso will not be there. Because there will not be enough money in the whole wide world to deliver you from the hands of God. Alake will not be able to profile all the gold in the wide world to pacify God on your behalf. Bayo Nonoga will not be tantalizing with his stupid rhetorics to deliver you, because nobody can deliver anybody in the hands of God. Only God. Out of his goodness, out of his mercy, out of his grace, will deliver or can deliver anybody. You will not be delivered on that day. And that day is coming sooner than you think. Mr. T-Pain is coming. He's coming like a thief in the night. He will not warn you. He will not tell you. He will come like a rushing wind to descend upon you. And then that is when you're going to know you have no power. Right now, you are get so much power, authority, might to yourself. This was exactly what Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon did. He thought he had power. He thought he had authority. He thought he had supremacy until God showed him. Ordinary handwriting on the wall depicted to him what his end was going to be. And when it was interpreted to him, instantaneously, immediately, suddenly, Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, the mighty one of Babylon, went into the forest as like an animal and started eating grass for 7 good years. 7 good years. That was the man that thought he was a supreme king. He has all the power, all the might. He became an animal in the forest for good 7 years. And at the completion of that 7 years, he had thought in his mind, he needs to respect this God. And when God realized that he has done that, God restored him. He became a man again. Mr. T-Pain, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Jagaban of Bodilon, Omolodo Ode, Omolodo Ori. This is my simple, humble advice for you. Recognize that you are not God. Acknowledge that you have no power except the one the Lord gives to you, allows you to use. And accept that you have wronged so many millions of people. Not one, not two. Over 200 million on your watch, Mr. T. Terrible, are suffering. The only ones that are not suffering are your cohorts, your ass lickers, your agents, the cabals that support your misrule. Even they are crying now. They're looking for every which way to depose you, King of Babylon. So go back to God. Go back to the drawing board where you are hewn. Look behind 35 years ago where you were coming from, when you were a nobody. And as far as a lot of people are concerned, you are still a nobody. You are still a nobody, yes. A nobody with a lot of money and a lot of wickedness. That's what you are. You are still a nobody, except that a man everybody knows all over the world that he doesn't have character. He doesn't have integrity. No moral compass. No decency. That's who you are. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you like it is. That's who you are. And if you ask people, they will tell you who I am. Then some will say she's loud-mouthed. But she's not afraid. Yes, I'm not afraid. What will come out of all of this? Intimidation of another oppression? Extradition? Let it come. I don't care whose horse is God. But I will speak. And I will continue to speak my truth to power until there is no more voice in me. So, Mr. T-Pain, acknowledge that you are a sinner. Acknowledge that you have wronged so many lives, so many years. You have wrecked so many. You have pulled so many. You have poisoned so many lives. And on your watch, Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are angry. Nigerians are dismayed. They are confounded. A lot are confused. A lot are committing suicide on your watch. Middle class have become poor, and the poor have become depraved, dejected, depressed, and rejected. On your watch, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaba rubbish, Jaga nonsense of body loan. You have accumulated, you have amassed properties, assets, resources that will have done millions of Nigerians good and probably sing your praise. Right now, Mr. T-Pain, right now, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, right now, the Jagaban, the Jaga rubbish, the Jaga bandit of body loan, people are cursing you out. People are wishing and praying that God gets you out of their way. And if I'm not mistaken, I am praying too that God speak and act against this man. This man that wants to turn the lives of innocent Nigerians into a moribund set of life. This man that wants to turn Nigerian educated young ones into hopeless generation. This man that wants to turn Nigerians' heart and soul to not believing that there is a God that rules and reigns in the affairs of men. This is the man that wants to make Nigerians become hopeless. Hopeless in the midst of plenty in the country. They are hopeless, helpless, confounded, depressed. On your watch, Mr. T-Pain. I'm not going to say too much today because you may not even have the opportunity to hear half of what I've just said. Celebration is going on. But I tell you what, you and your people that are lackeys, they're going to regret along with you because the country is not on a good stand. He's already on the edge of the precipice, going down the drain, only with one extra push and to be down. And that's because you are unfit to be the president. You're unfit to be a leader. You are not a leader. You are a ruler, a totalitarian, a despot, and a dictator. But the day is coming. There is one day in the book of God that looks like 1,000 years. And 1,000 years will look like a day to God. When you're going to receive an abundant and extravagant answer to all the riddles and the nonsense that you think you're doing. So, my fellow Nigerians, Calling on the Igbo extractions. If you support T-Pain, you will see pain. You supporting on the Hausas. If you support Tinubu, you will see terrible things. Oh, my Yoruba people, the oracle of the kingdom of God, of Yoruba dynasty, the true indigenous Yoruba people. If you are still supporting and following, adulating the egregious activities in that space called Nigeria, still supporting Mr. T. Tinubu, Mr. T. Pain, T. Terrible, T. Tension, T. Disaster, T. Destruction, and T. Genocide. If you are still supporting Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you are supporting untimely death. Untimely death. I don't know whether to yourself, to your children, or to your family. Because that is exactly what Mr. T-Pain represents. That's what he represents. Calamity, chaos, a reign of calumny, disastrous. In the last 2 years, Nigerians are not singing. They are crying on your watch. And some are sending you curses. Curses upon you and upon your children. Because you have killed innocent. By pretending that you don't see what is going on in our space. You will regret, Mr. Tinubu. Because the onslaught of God is about to envelop you. It's about to descend on you and your household. And so shall it be. So, my fellow Nigerians, this is your sister, your Yoruba sister, your neighbor. I may not be your confidant, but I'm the lady speaking my truth to power for you to understand that we're in a precarious dispensation. And what needs to be done must be done if we are going to get ourselves out of that contraption called Nigeria. I don't care how long it's going on. The amalgamation of 1914 has already expired 11 years. This year made it 11 years in January. And stupendous, imbecilic, intelligentsia morons, miseducated elites, they are genuflexing, still open for a Titanic ship that is already sinking to sail again. Nigeria cannot sail again. Go and mark it out. You have the Boko Haram, you have the Eastward, you have the Lakurawas, you have the Mahmoud. Pretty soon you're going to have the Ismail, the Musbau, the Shakura, the Gumbei, and all the rest of that. They're going to descend in that space. And that's when you're going to know that someone have said that. You remember this day that I have told you. If you are not prepared to stand for what you belong, you will fall for not being prepared. This is my message today. When Bola Ahmed Tinubu may be singing and dancing, the host of heavens are shouting on top of your head to let Nigeria go. Lose us and let us go, Mr. T-Pain. Nigeria is not a country, it's a conglomerate. Conglomerate of extractions of different languages, different moral ethos, different philosophical and ideological stand. We're different. We're not the same. But we can still be friends. But not like this. We are shocking each other. And we need to separate. And let everybody go to his ancestral land. That's my message today. I hope, and that's my hope, that our exit as individual nation will not be too long because I'm already tired, extremely tired of being called a Nigerian. Tired. I'm a Yoruba girl. I'll prefer that. Call me selfish, call me by God. I may be, but I want to get out of Nigeria and be the Yoruba woman that I am. Thank you, everyone. You have a blessed day today. Go out, prosper, but be cautious and be careful. Thank you. Have a good day.